What happens when the pressure to deliver turns from performance to survival? When the world's most iconic racing team starts shopping for your replacement and you're still in the job? Fred Vasseur's seat at Ferrari isn't just hot, it might already be burning. But here's what they aren't telling you. You could hear it in his voice in Montreal. Frustration, disbelief, but also defiance. Fred Vasseur, the man brought in to fix Ferrari after Mattia Binotto stepped aside, is now facing the same whispers Binotto once did. Only this time, those whispers come with names, like Christian Horner and Antonello Coletta. The rumor mill exploded after reports surfaced that Ferrari approached Red Bull's Horner about the top job. That alone tells you how deep the doubts run. But when Horner said no, and let's be real, no one walks away from Red Bull right now, the spotlight turned to Coletta, Ferrari's Le Mans winning endurance boss. Is Vasseur really on the clock? Some in the Italian media say he's been given just 3 races to prove he's the man for the job. Canada, Austria, Silverstone. And if that doesn't scream ultimatum, what does? Vasseur's response? He's not entertaining it, at least not publicly. This noise just distracts the team, he told Sky. The media doesn't decide who runs Ferrari. But behind that cool exterior, the pressure's undeniable. Ferrari are now 3rd in the standings. McLaren has rocketed ahead. Mercedes just outscored them in Montreal. And Lewis Hamilton, their star signing, still hasn't landed a Sunday podium in red. The 2025 dream season? Slipping fast. Ferrari isn't like any other team. It's not just about winning, it's about how you win. And when you're not winning, the knives come out fast. Vasseur came in with a calm, methodical approach. In 2024, that almost worked. Ferrari took 5 wins. They finished a close second to McLaren. There was real belief that 2025 could be their year. But then came bold decisions, new concepts on the SF25, a switch in development direction, and the biggest one of all, signing Lewis Hamilton to replace Carlos Sainz. That move was a seismic shift, and so far it hasn't paid off. Now Vasseur faces 2 fronts: external pressure, as fans and press question the results; internal scrutiny, as Ferrari top brass allegedly ask whether he understands the environment. Even F1 CEO Stefano Domenicali has stepped in, offering rare public support. He must not fall into the trap of weakening in the face of these attacks. Let him work in peace. But how long does peace last at Ferrari when trophies don't show up? The Frenchman's contract runs to the end of the season. Renewal? Still undecided. There's time, Vasseur insists. Maybe. But if the next races don't turn things around, the clock could run out fast. What happens when one of the world's most talented drivers doesn't know when to zip it? At Ferrari, the tension isn't just on the track, it's boiling over the radio. And Charles Leclerc's latest back and forth in Canada has sparked one pundit to say what a lot of fans are already thinking. Someone at Ferrari needs to tell Leclerc to shut up and drive. Too harsh? Maybe. But let's unpack what led to this brutal verdict. Ferrari's 2025 season has been a roller coaster of speed, strategy, and static-filled radio waves. While much of the attention's been on Lewis Hamilton and his growing pains with new race engineer Riccardo Adami, it was Charles Leclerc who stole the airwave drama in Montreal. It started with a strategy discussion, or more accurately, a low-key argument, between Leclerc and engineer Brian Bosey. Ferrari suggested Plan B. Leclerc wanted Plan C. Fine, that's normal. But then came the confusion. Ferrari told him to box. Leclerc pushed back. Why are we stopping? The tires are fine. Ferrari stuck with Plan B anyway. Leclerc, I don't get this choice. Mediums were good for me. The frustration didn't stop at the pit wall. It followed Leclerc into the media pen, where he politely but clearly questioned the team's race strategy. Sure, he admitted he may share some blame after a shaky qualifying session, but the undertone was clear. The strategy wasn't his call, and he didn't agree with it. It's the kind of back and forth that Ferrari fans have seen before, and the kind that's worn thin on more than a few observers. Enter Davide Valsecchi, former driver, now full-time truth teller on the F1 Nation podcast. And he did not hold back. His message was simple. You can't be the guy making mistakes all weekend and then act like the victim. Vasseur broke it down. Leclerc topped FP1, then crashed and missed FP2. His fault. In qualifying, he messed up his final lap. Again, his fault. Then during the race, instead of focusing on driving, he kept challenging the pit wall on strategy mid-race. In Vasseur's view, this isn't leadership, it's distraction. Your weekend was full of mistakes. That's not the time to complain. It's time to drive. Say sorry, regroup, come back stronger next time. And then came the line that sparked headlines. I cannot understand why someone isn't saying, shut up and drive. You are one of the best in the world, just drive. It's a raw comment, but it cuts to something real. Leclerc is one of the most gifted drivers on the grid. But when emotion spills over into decision-making and over the radio, it doesn't just affect him. It disrupts the entire Ferrari operation. What if I told you that one of the most controversial names in Formula One history, a man once banned from the sport, is being floated as a solution to Ferrari's current crisis? It sounds like a plot twist from a motorsport soap opera, but this story is very real, and it's turning heads across the F1 paddock. Ferrari's house is shaking, and someone just suggested Flavio Briatore could be the one to steady it. Let's rewind a bit. The preseason buzz was deafening. Lewis Hamilton joining Ferrari, the sport's most successful driver teaming up with the most iconic team. It sounded like destiny. 2025 was meant to be the year Ferrari finally put everything together. But 10 races in, and reality has punched through the dream. The car's new design philosophy hasn't paid off. The title hopes are fading, and the Scuderia are now battling for second place behind McLaren, not for the crown. All eyes have turned to team boss Fred Vasseur. While he was hailed as the man to bring Ferrari back to glory, now he's fighting off reports that his job's on the line. Italian media outlets claim he has just a few more races to turn the tide. Whispers of internal discontent, accusations he's out of sync with Ferrari's inner workings. It's messy. Even the plan to bring in Christian Horner fell through. And while Antonello Coletta, the mastermind behind Ferrari's endurance racing success, remains the leading realistic candidate, one name just crashed the conversation, and it's as unexpected as it gets. No, this isn't satire. Italy's president of the Senate, Ignazio La Russa, publicly suggested that Ferrari consider Flavio Briatore, yes, that Flavio, as their new team principal. The same man who once ran Renault, brought titles to Fernando Alonso, and was later banned from the sport over the Crashgate scandal. Now, to be fair, Briatore's back in the F1 paddock. He's been serving as an executive advisor for Alpine. But Alpine's recent chaos, ditching their engine project, changing team bosses, and losing their CEO, hasn't exactly been a poster for stability. Still, La Russa thinks Flavio's the guy who could shake things up in Maranello. He called Briatore a resource, someone who could growl and get things done. But even he admitted that Ferrari's issues run deeper than just changing who holds the headset on Sundays. Briatore himself, he says there's no truth to the Ferrari rumors, at least for now. He told Reuters it's business as usual at Alpine, insisting their vision hasn't changed. Meanwhile, Vasseur is busy deflecting the pressure, telling the media to stop dragging his team through the mud and brushing off speculation about his future. Still, when politicians start weighing in on who should run Ferrari, you know things have hit a fever pitch. This isn't just about results anymore. It's about image, legacy, and desperation.